it's me. Let me just see if I've got that magic email to tell me that we are live. Not yet. Eek. Let's refresh. Oh, I don't like it when this happens. Okay, let's go over to there. Have a look there instead. If you can see me, it would be great if you would like to let me know you're here. Bearing in mind I haven't had a notification yet, which does rather stress me out. Bum, bum, bum. Me. View channel. I'm live! It says so! Yay! Yay, yay! It says I'm live on my YouTube channel, although I don't yet have the email notification. Oh, just had the email notification. Yay! Hello, Gian from Oregon, Mary from the Netherlands. Yay! Love it when things actually happen. Hello, Deborah from Michigan. Right, live. Yes. Oh, that's a bit low. Let me just tweak. Sorry, that's going to make some people seasick. I apologise. Anywho, hello, Karen from Kent. I'm thinking Kent. Fingers crossed, Kent. So I leave tomorrow for Rotterdam for onstage. I apologise. I have a very runny right eye this morning. Don't know why. I think it's just because it's cold and wet and miserable. So I will be dabbing it occasionally. So yes, leaving for Rotterdam tomorrow. Well, technically I'm leaving for Rotterdam on Thursday, but we're going to the hotel at the airport tomorrow because it's a fairly early check-in. So it makes sense to spend the night at the hotel. Then we don't have to worry about traffic. Hello, Martha from Maine. So needless to say, I have been leaving everything to the last minute. Hampshire, sorry, I knew it was south of here, couldn't remember which bit. Boring. Hampshire, very nice. Mind you, Kent's nice as well. So yes, leaving everything to the last minute. Those of you who take my creativity in a box class, those boxes will be going out today. And the instructions will be finished either today or tomorrow and will be emailed to you as ever. I've got team gifts to finish. I've got swaps to finish. I've got gifts to finish. But hey, we're going to get there. And you're going to help me get there because I'm going to use the Happy Little Things bundle, which is one of the new online exclusives. And on the basis that it's got Celebrate You, You Are Incredible, I thought that would do quite nicely for some cards to go with my gifts and for my team things. So we're multitasking. We're using that bundle and making the cards for my swaps as well. So I get to see the new annual catalogue in a couple of days too, which will be lovely. Anywho, let me flip the camera down and where are we? There we are. Pip. Hello, Inika. And sunny sunflowers. Yay! So Inika had hoped, and indeed had I, that we would meet up during On Stage. Unfortunately, she can't go. But because I'm flying in Thursday afternoon and flying out Sunday morning, or flying back Sunday morning, there literally is no time for us to meet up. So, because I'll be going straight from the air, so I'm flying into Amsterdam. So from the airport to train to Rotterdam, train in Rotterdam to my hotel to check-in to the after hours party, yay! And then I'm busy the whole time I'm there. So yes, sad that we can't meet up because Inika is one of my team. Now, I have chosen to use can't remember what it's called, but it's gorgeous, bear with me, Forever Love paper, which is beautiful foiled paper. So I very stupidly put my light, one of my lights, where I can't see messages. That's better. So it's mostly Pretty Peacock with a bit of Moody Mauve, and then on the back we've got a vanilla background with the addition of Petal Pink. So I've got out Petal Pink, Pretty Peacock and Moody Mauve ink pads, and I'm just going to see what I can do with this. I'm also going to be using, as well as the Happy Little Things stamp set, which is 2-step stamping, Celebrate, Wishing, Love, You, and then smaller, A Peaceful Season, A Speedy Recovery, The Best Day Ever, The Little Things, Happiness, Comfort and Strength, You Are Incredible, You Did It, and then some stars. So I reckoned that for what I need, this is a good set. The dies are tiny. They come in a little baby bag, baby thing, and a little baby bag. Very sweet. And they're just these two, which are basically for the sans serif font. So this font here. So we've got the small ones. This is a script. Actually, it's all sans serif, but anyway, these. But you can also use them for die cutting and adding colour to your card by die cutting bits of paper, which is what I thought I'd do. I'm going to be using the Very Vanilla note cards and envelopes, on the subject of which I may or may not have time for a Simple Stamping Saturday, but what I hope to do instead is put up a video of some of the things that we've had from on stage, which hopefully I can just do from my hotel room. So that is my plan if I don't manage to get a Simple Stamping project done, because life has got the better of me. So lots and lots of note cards, very vanilla background. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm thinking I'm just going to do Celebrate You, and I'm going to use black ink. So this is my Memento ink pad, which is basically, it's one of the Craft white pigment ink pads that comes uninked, and I have filled it, not completely but pretty close, filled it with Memento ink. I have to say, having put enough ink in, let's not get it on my jumper, having put enough ink in, I'm loving this rather than the felt pad. This gives me a much better black. Sorry, I'm looking for that. Looking for my piercing mat. So this is a photopolymer stamp set, so I'm going to use my piercing mat particularly for the solid images, which are the words. But let's start with an outline of Celebrate. In fact, no, I'm going to start with You Are Incredible in Moody Mauve. You're being very quiet this morning. Let me know how things are going in your world. So, You Are Incredible. Then I'm going to have a strip of paper somewhere in the middle here. Let's move that to one side. Just ink that again. And Celebrate. Gosh, yes, you are being very quiet this morning. There we are. You haven't used your Moody Mauve ink pad yet. You've got another year with it, Inika, so, you know, we're all right. I'm going to use it again. Now, I haven't used this stamp before, so I'm going to get a good white eraser and just prep it. I'm going to take it off, let it relax a bit, and put it back on. And a bit of smit on my ink pad. Excuse me while I just see if I can knock that off. Apparently not. Okay, scrappity scrap of paper. I've got a little white bit, which is probably a bit of ink pad, as in the plastic. So I'm going to see if I can do probably the impossible. Gosh, that's juicy. Okay, let me grab a scrap of paper, because I'm going to want to stamp that off, because it's incredibly juicy. That's still quite juicy. And then I'll do some surgery-esque on my ink pad. There we go. So what I'm going to do, because that ink pad is very, very juicy, is I'm going to grab a wet wipe. These are biodegradable, probably take 100 years to do it, but they are biodegradable. And just push that ink into the ink pad, and apparently down the side of the ink pad. So I can wipe that off. This is a cheap and nasty plastic, in inverted commas, bone folder. And it doesn't stain, which is one of its advantages. I just want to get rid of this ink that could end up in the runner if I don't get rid of it. There we go. So that should be better. I'm going to leave it that way up. I'm going to close it, but I'm going to leave it that way up until we finish. Although I quite like Pebbled Path and Copper Clay, the other three just not your colours. I love Pebbled Path. So what we've got, Wild Wheat and what's the other one? Oh, Moody Mauve. Oh, and you don't... I don't remember. No, we should have 3 more. Which are the other 3? Can't remember. Let's have a look in my drawer. Oh, Boho Blue. Oh, I like Boho Blue quite a lot. Anyway, so we've got Celebrate You. Oh, incredible. And I've got some little bits of paper here. Which one? Ooh, that's quite pretty, isn't it? So that could go across. That. No, I'm going to use that. So I'm going to trim this down just a wee bit. And by a wee bit, I'm thinking, is an inch going to be too much? I think it is. So let's go 3/4 of an inch. And we're going to have solid gold foil. Oh, that was so close. Need a bit more off. A little bit more off. Boho Blue. Yes, you're right, Inika. It is indeed Boho Blue. So I'm just going to take a little bit more off. So this is just 1/8 of an inch off. So has anyone bought any of the online exclusives? They are now available for customers as well as demonstrators. So you may or may not. I've bought more than I was intending to. It's always the way. Mostly, oh yes, 3/4 of an inch is perfect. Actually, it's slightly more than 3/4 of an inch. No, slightly less than 3/4 of an inch. Duh. Mostly, I bought online exclusives for swaps because as we are coming to the end of 2 catalogues, doing swaps for on stage is challenging because we don't know what's carrying over. In past years, when we've had on stage before a catalogue has retired, the main catalogues have retired, as in just before, they've given us a selection of things that we know are carrying over. So they've said, you know, these stamp sets are definitely carrying over, which gives us a bit of a chance to use current things. But I suppose now we've got online exclusives. So there we go. Celebrate You Are Incredible. I need an embellishment. Not that one. what I need. Come on, out you come. I need these. There are somewhere. We've got pretty peacock ones as well. You are all being, apart from Inika, you're being very, very quiet. Very, very quiet. I know we have got pretty peacock somewhere. So, of those of you who are demonstrators, who is going to on the stage? She says, hoping that someone will reply, because I feel left out. That's what I'm looking for. In fact, that's, I think, the embellishment that goes with this suite. Let's have a look. Because this is in the mini catalogue. 14 to 16. Oh no, it's these. It's the Pretty Peacock and Gold. No, Petal Pink and Gold foiled gems. Ooh, I know I've got them. Leaving for Melbourne tomorrow, Brenton. Hello, Brenton, you're here. Brenton's here. Things I'm going to miss. I'm going to have to stock up on those, I think. Just want to check. I know I've got the embellishment for this, because I have the embellishments for everything. Oh, I'm using those. Let's use up those before I go on to a new packet. Well, they're well hidden, is all I can say. I know I've got them somewhere, but I won't waste your time trying to find them because I have alternatives that I can use. Right, and I am... Ooh. So Inika got the Happy Little Things in Dutch. I very nearly did, and I was very nearly going to use them for on stage, and then I didn't. And the Magnolia Mood. I nearly bought the Magnolia Mood, but we've had Magnolias before, so I didn't. Mary's going to Rotterdam. Yay! First walk the stage with Michelle on Thursday morning. Oh, first walk with Michelle on Thursday morning. Mary, I wish I was going to be there, but I'm not, unfortunately, because I don't land until the afternoon. And I'm landing at Schiphol. So won't be going, I don't want those, I want these. Won't be walking with Michelle on Thursday morning. Sadly, she didn't say she was doing that until after I had booked my flights. Otherwise, I might have flown out on the Wednesday, but it was all a bit late-ish. I don't know what colour those are, and do you know what? I don't care, because I like them. So I'm going to use, I'll use a little one there, these, because they kind of go. They're golden, goldy and peacocky. So one down and a gazillion to go. So there is my finished item. These are not going to be that inspiring. They're just going to be quick cards, but sometimes quick cards is what we need. She says, having taken 15 minutes to make one card. Okay, so Celebrate is obviously going to be quite a popular stamp. I'm going to do a bit of Celebrate You, so let's do some You. And so, Mary, are you staying in Rotterdam or are you travelling to Rotterdam? I don't know where in the Netherlands you are from. I'm going to go. I'll stick with Moody Mo for Celebrate. You don't have to apologise that you're late, Debbie. You can join or not whenever you want. It's fine. The walk that Mary is referring to, Inika, is literally that. So, Michelle, who is my upline and your upline, has organised a walk to a cafe for coffee and cake for people that are going to on stage that are in her team. But it's on Thursday. That's very inky as well. it's on Thursday morning, which, as I say, sadly, I will still be in the air when that happens. So I'm going to push this ink pad as well. So yes, it's just that. It's literally just a walk. Hello, Shaz! Yay, Shaz is here! How are you, Shaz? And are you still coming to On Stage? Please say yes. And commiserations, condolences and all that. I am so sorry to hear your news. It's not good news. But I do hope that you can have a bit of a break and come to On Stage. You can tell the ink pads I don't use that often because they're still really well inked. Ah, so Shaz, you're meeting up with Inika and Ruth. You're on your way. Yay! Cannot wait to meet you. Right, so I'm going to close this one up, keep it the wrong way up, and I'm going to go with some of the... Ooh, let's look at the back sides, because I keep forgetting that the back sides are pretty luscious as well. Although it does seem such a shame to cover up the foil, so we're going to keep the foil. Now, because I haven't stamped Celebrate yet, I can cut any width of this I want. And I am then going to do some die cutting with the little die cuts that go with this, just to show you a different way of using those, because I'm unlikely to be using them in the way that they were originally intended. So let's do that. So I can line up my card on my grid paper, pop my paper down so I know it's straight. It's going to be amazing, Shaz. Is this your first big On Stage, or have you been to a big one before? Indeed, have you been to On Stage before? So Celebrate. Close that, because it's very likely that I will stick my fist in it. Oh, Mary, I would love a magnolia tree. The trouble we have in the UK with that, or certainly where I am, is that we are quite prone to late frosts, which coincide really well with when the magnolia blossoms come out. So quite often you have the magnolia out for a whole day, and then the frost gets it and it all goes brown and disgusting. First one ever. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. You are going to love it. Although saying that, I should put into parenthesis, it's a new way of doing On Stage. Sorry, this was getting a bit... The gap in the R of Celebrate was just getting a bit full of ink, so I just wanted to get that out. So there we are, another one. Celebrate you. Right, okay, so I did say I was going to do some die cutting, so let's do that with our little baby dies, which I've now lost because they're so small. There we are. There they are. So I'm going to cut some bits of the paper. And I'm going to be a lazy crafter because, you know, it's me, folks. So I'm just going to pop them all down and slide them out of the way once they are cut, because you can do that, especially as I have put in a new blade. Right. Oh no, Karen! I'm so sorry you're in hospital. It is coming at the right time, Shaz. So, Mary, does the evergreen magnolia, do the flowers get hit by frost? Because it's the flowers that are the problem with us. I keep seeing these lovely, stunningly gorgeous magnolia trees, bushes, whatever we want to call them. And the next day they're brown. So I'm just going to pray that I can go through 3 layers at once. Fingers crossed, everyone. Doesn't matter if they're not straight by the time they go through. So Mary, you will probably meet one of my team, Barbara, who's American but lives in Germany. She is definitely going to the coffee and cake thing. She probably won't do the walk, but I think she is doing the coffee and cake with Michelle. So I'm just going to run these through the other side. Oh, they come later. Ah, so that could beat the frost. Mind you, we've not had that much frost this year. This is the first year for many years that we haven't had continual frosts. And where I live in Oxfordshire is one of the places that is always on the coldest places in the UK list. I mean, other places are probably as cold, but just don't have weather stations. But we have a weather station very close to us, and it is often one of the coldest places in the UK. So pop these back on their little card so I know where they are. Right, okay, so this time all of these are going to be landscape, because that's the only way Celebrate will fit. Aww. Karen, do get better soon, please. So a lot of these are obviously petal pink. I mean Pretty Peacock, so I'm going to concentrate on those and add them to my card front. So this is a suggestion from the website of how you might want to use your dies. So I'm hoping that is roughly halfway. Let's get a ruler. I'm going to be in one of those needs to be halfway modes. Right, so 5, that's 2.5. So that is halfway. And I know the flowers are growing the wrong way, or they will be by the time I turn this round, but I'm going to cover them, so it's going to be fine. So I'm travelling out with a very good friend of mine who is also in Michelle's team. We met through Stampin' Up, and it's Kate, who quite often comes on here. and we meet up quite regularly for coffee, and it used to be and brunch, but where we meet has stopped doing brunch, so it's now coffee and toast, which is fine. It's probably better for us than brunch. So that's actually going to go that way. The downside of using liquid adhesive is it does do what the upside is, which is move. Right, I have got somewhere oh actually I've changed my mind. I have got some Very Vanilla out, but I'm wondering whether the backs of any of these, that would work. That would work well. So let's find, that's that one, a small piece of that. So I'm going to stamp Celebrate on that in Moody Mauve. Which is still quite juicy. But it's okay, it's better than it was. Now I'm not doing the outline because it doesn't really need the outline, it's so solid. My brain is really not with it, just saying. I am on eek mode, as in eek, I need to get things done. I also have a slight migraine coming on, but it's fine. I've been on the edge of a migraine for a few days now, so that'll be something to look forward to. Ooh, I know what I can do. I know what I can do with that. Right, so I do need a piece of Very Vanilla. Now you're going to be horrified when I bring out my Very Vanilla, because it's a full sheet, but every now and again, in order to get a scrap, you need to have a full sheet. So, you know, I Want You Are Incredible. There we are. Which again I'm going to do in Moody Mauve. But I don't have, I've got lots of white scraps, but I haven't got any vanilla scraps because I don't tend to use it that often. And there was me saying I needed to use my foam pad because these were solid stamps. I seem to be getting away with it. The papers are gorgeous, aren't they? No, it's not good, Shaz, but it's kind of where I spend my life. There's part of me that wants it to come out. It's been hovering for weeks now, which is just so annoying. But I tend to find that if I am hovering for a migraine, once it comes out, I feel so much better. But it'll be fine. Painkillers are wonderful. So yes, the I hate fussy cutting among you could just cut this straight. Silence, I'm concentrating. I'll probably be fine once I get to the airport hotel. It's just the kind of build-up. I did dig out suitcases today, although I dug out a medium-sized suitcase and I'm beginning to wonder if I'm going to need my large suitcase. We've got to take, which is fine if you happen to live in the Netherlands or you're driving from Germany, we've got to take a trimmer, an F block, which is that really large block, a D block, fine, snips and adhesive for the after hours crafting, which, as I say, is all very well. But so this piece I'm going to just cut in half and pop on the back of this so that it's got a little bit sticking out the edge. Hello, Carol. Well said, Shaz. Yes, don't put... Oh, Karen's put it there. But yes, for future reference, I think the live chat may go after this becomes a or when this becomes a replay. I have to say I don't tend to... Oh, I suppose if you're logged in, or if a person is logged in, I should say. But yes, for future reference, please don't put addresses on here. However lovely it is to get people's addresses. So I'm just lining up with my grid paper. And you may have noticed I have put away my glass mat. There are two reasons for that. A, you've removed it. Well done. A, it's no longer available because it was a joining offer. And B, it used to reflect the light really badly for me while I'm filming. So not great. So I've gone back to good old-fashioned grid paper. I do actually have a large silicone mat underneath my grid paper, but don't need that one. So Inika has got it jotted down, so that's all right. The person who needed it has got it. The people who don't need it haven't. Right, so I'm going to pop this off center, and I'm doing that because off center means I don't have to line it up. And this I'm going to pop there, and I am going to pop it up. So I'm going to get my long non-stick scissors and trim a piece along there, two pieces apparently along there. So these are the edges of the mini dimensionals. That one will do. And I love being able to cut them into strips. I mean, I'm merrily putting these things on dimensionals, forgetting, of course, that they've got to go in my luggage. It's fine, but it's just space. Oh dear. So yes, I may be taking my big suitcase. I mean, it doesn't matter whether I take my big or my small, but, you know. I'm taking a carry-on as well, but I always take a carry-on as well, just in case my big case gets lost. So that's that one. Let's fold it. There we go. Bone folder, there it is. My nice Stampin' Up, really good bone folder rather than my cheap and nasty one. So there we are. Celebrate, you are incredible. These do need embellishment though. So let's grab some embellishment, because I've done two now that don't have embellishments. Right. It's just checking what the notes were. So let's go for some gold. As I've got dimensionals anyway, I might as well just go for broke and add more. So that's that one. This is the one I made last, as in the second one I made. So going to go, actually this one hasn't got dimensionals on, so let's grab these. These are the in colour adhesive back dots, is that what they're called? In colour dots. There is method in my where is it going madness. Honest gov, there is. I'm trying to just work out where exactly I want these things. I can't, that'll do, that will do. I just want a bit of a triangle. So there we are, there's a bit of a triangle. They are perfect for scraps, even though I am making my scraps as I go along. Oh dear. In fact, in our big team Facebook group, don't know if it's still live, there is / was a how are you using up your scraps. So these would be perfect for those. Right, okay. Eyes down for another one. I'm going to see if I can embrace the back of these. Quite like that, and it's almost a good size. So I might pair it with that. Yes. So these are 3.5 by 5. So this is 4 5/8. So 3.5 might, so that's going to be 3 1/8 to be in proportion. And then this, let's go, yeah, 3 1/4. Right, 4 and, is it 7/8? Did I say this was? So it needs to be 4 3/4. Hopefully I got those measurements right. Yes! Phew, that was close. Hello, Kathleen from Florida. Right, so let's attach my papers and then I've just had a thought. I have just had a thought. It's better. It does seem a shame to cover up this, but I feel it's highly unlikely that this paper will carry over. So I might as well use it. Right, so that's my background, and let's grab that. So this is my, not so much of a scrap as a large piece of, very vanilla. Celebrate. So we're using the Happy Little Things bundle from Online Exclusives, and for those of you who don't know, this is Memento ink that I have put onto an uninked white pigment ink pad, if that makes sense. So it's a foam pad. And I want to say it was Lisa Cusio, probably done horrible things with her surname, who suggested doing this, but it wasn't me who saw the original post. It was one of my team, but I think it was her who suggested it, and I really like the idea. Now I've got enough ink in it. Does DSP ever carry over? Very occasionally, yes. And in fact we've got some at the moment. So the Winter Meadow has carried over, but is on the is an online exclusive now, so it's only available online. It's not completely straight, but it will do. So yes, occasionally it does. Right, so what I'm thinking, and this is where I hope that these are different enough that it'll work. So these are the Pretty Peacock blends. It will. Right, okay, so this is going to take a little while. Because what I'm going to do is an ombre of Celebrate. And I'm trying to not go too close to the line because occasionally it will run out a bit. So if you try and colour a little bit inside the lines. Now with a flower it kind of doesn't matter so much, but I do feel that with words it kind of does. You could do this with your ink pad if you were very clever. And stamp off the top half before stamping the whole thing, but I see disaster with that personally. So yeah, we had one of the there was an annual catalogue that was kind of like background papers that carried over once as well, which was lovely. It was all sort of wood and tile and things. So yes, very, very occasionally you will find that a paper does carry over. Yes, didn't we all purchase it months ago? And we're all going, oh, that paper's so lovely, I will use that next winter, and then we'll forget all about it. Now I should mention that the reason I chose this stamp set and to do this ombre effect is because my lovely upline Michelle sent me a congratulations on my Celebration sales card, and then I thought what a good idea for on stage. Oops. And she did ombre stamping because she's clever. Right, so we've got Celebrate. Thank you, Deborah. It was an extra large pack, absolutely, Inika. Hello, Kay. So we're going to Celebrate. Oh, we could do you in Moody Mauve. Why don't we do that? Why don't we do that? Good Taste, that was the one. Which I used as background papers for a long while for photo backings, but I now have proper photo boards for that, which are a bit bigger, which makes it a whole lot easier. Right, so let's check that Moody Mauve is equally ombreable. And it is. So that's good. Why am I putting the lid back on? I need it. This should be quicker. A, it's a bigger word, and B, it's a shorter word. Of course, the other thing you could do with this is do heat embossing. What I don't know, and I might play with later, not on camera, is whether you could do the outline, say, in black and the heat embossing, and the inside in gold, because that would be pretty good. I know, first on stage, Kay, isn't that marvellous? Are you going? I can't remember if you are or not. I suspect not. I mean, sadly, for those of us who are this side of the pond, it's not a cheap trip, because we have got to do flights. And even though it's only and actually I looked at flights, I looked at train, I looked at ferry, and it was all pretty much of a muchness. And this is not really the time of year to do Harwich to the Hook. Just saying, I've done it before. Right, so I'm going to have that down there. I need to turn my heater off, because I'm having a moment otherwise. Oh, picked up too many on one finger. Oh, I'm sorry you're not, Kay, but I think I kind of knew or had guessed. But yeah, it isn't a cheap trip. Now, because I've used the do that actually. No, I'll do that. Because I've used the pink, that except is that bubble bath. Let's see. Oh no, it works. I think it is bubble bath, but it kind of works. So I'm going to go for it. GFI, go for it. No, don't want little ones. Let's use the big ones. Come on. Thank you. There we go. Where are we? Time for one more. Yeah, it's not something that everyone can always do, Kay, and it's, you know, we have to be sensible about these things. So that's 4 done. Yay! 4 done. Quite a few more to go. Right, so another of these. I have got these other die cuts. So let's use these. I'm going to use them very much in the same way that I use the other ones. And yes, I am going to bring my ruler in. It'd be nice if I could see where the fold line is. There we are. It's there. Okay. So. Oh, I could put that one in the middle, couldn't I? That's a way to use an odd one. Still can't see where the fold line, where the score line is, so I'm going to do it from this end, because I can see where the edge is. Although I'm being very cack-handed with it. Better. Right. And it will be still landscape, but it's so much easier to add these things from this side. Just checking I haven't missed any questions, which I don't seem to have done. Wanted to check the patterns because one of these I'm going to do exactly what I did with the other set of these die cuts and stick it on the end of my word. Right, so this one, which is not moving, will go on the end of my word, and I know that that will fit Celebrate because it fitted you, so it'll fit Celebrate. That's Moody Mauve. Don't want Moody Mauve. Where? Okay, who's taken it? There it is. I'm going to see if I can be clever. Everyone else wondering if that's possible? Because I am. Right. I need some space. Don't need any of that. I will need that. And I will need those, but not yet. Right, so I want this one. Except that does mean I have to clean my stamp, which is fine. We have the technology. Come on. Oh, for crying out loud. Come on. Thank you. Couldn't get this to pop up. It's hiding under my trimmer. Right. Okay. Will fit here. So I'm going to stamp off and then ink up again. Keep your fingers crossed, everyone. This may or may not work. Sort of. It did sort of work. So, trim up. You're very, very welcome. For me, it has been a game changer using that Craft White ink pad, or the uninked ink pad. But it did take about half a bottle. Ah, that's good paper to fussy cut. Will that fit? No, that was inevitable. But that's fine. We have this huge piece of paper. Let's stick with Moody Mauve because that's what I've got on that stamp at the moment. Bravery. Oh dear. I did fussy cut the bird celebration paper. Can't remember what it's called now. Flight and Airy? Was it Flight and Airy? I did fussy cut quite a lot of the branches with birds on, which it was one of those things you just kind of sit and listen to something while you're just hopefully not doing anything that might damage the whole of your fussy cutting, particularly when you get to the end of something that's quite long and then it breaks or tears. You can sometimes work round that, as in, you know, just have that bit hanging off the edge of a card, but if you're hoping to get a whole piece and suddenly it tears at the wrong place, oh, so what I'm about to say is probably more pertinent for those who are in the UK than anywhere else. So for the first time, and I hadn't ever even been tempted to watch it, I have started watching Peaky Blinders. I think because Cillian Murphy, who won the Oscar for Oppenheimer, for Best Actor, he is obviously the lead in Peaky Blinders. Oh my. I mean, I'm fairly broad-minded, but the language is quite interesting. In fact, the whole programme's quite interesting. I'm enjoying it in a strange sort of way, but it is quite challenging. You've got plenty of the ink refill. That's fine then. But yeah, I think I had half a bottle go into it. And I did try less first. So there was someone just coming to the front door, but my husband has got it. So yes, I did try less first, but I had a cut piece. Where's it gone? Never mind, hopefully. Oh no, that's not really the right size. There it is. Found it. But yes, he is very good in it, Cillian Murphy, and Helen McCrory. McCreary? Can't remember, who, bless her, lost the battle with breast cancer way too young. But you do have to have a broad mind to watch it. Just saying. Good, Kay. Yes. Which is a good reminder for me to say, do remember to stock up on any of the outgoing ink colours that you enjoy, because as soon as the last chance list is published, which is on the 18th, I believe, of this month, suddenly everything will disappear. Oh, I was going to put the ends on. Never mind, I'm not. Doesn't matter. Your currying or swaps on the train, not as smooth as you think. Oh, Shaz. So are you doing Eurostar? Or are you on the train to an airport? Or are you on the train from an airport? So are you in the Netherlands already? So there we go. It's 12 o'clock, almost on the dot. And I've done 5 of the cards that I need to do. So I will go through them. I mean, they are all pretty much the same, but I will go through them with you. This one is being a little honoury. Apart from anything else, I have a horrible feeling the power is about to go off because the guy that's just arrived is fitting a new immersion heater. So he may want the power off. So those two are kind of using the die cuts. And then those two are very similar, and then that one is a bit different. So there we go, 5 of the cards that I need for on stage. Yay! So I hope you have enjoyed this. Of this month, yes. Yes, the catalogue runs to the end of April, but the last chance list is when they sell everything off cheap. So yes, it is They give about a month. I don't actually, the last chance list will be issued. What I can't remember is when the discounts apply. I think the discounts may not apply until April, but the last chance list will be issued. So if it's something that you desperately want and you're prepared to pay full price for, you need to get it then. Thank you, Kay. And we have just been told that some of the prices will be going up with the new catalogue. So frankly, if you want anything that is likely to be in the new catalogue, like any re-inkers, stamping spots, so ink spots, blends, get them before the new catalogue, because the prices will be going up. We don't know by how much and we don't know exactly what, but re-inkers have definitely been listed for a price increase, certainly for Europe. Can't talk for other regions, but so do please get things sooner rather than later. Devon to Paddington, Eurostar tomorrow morning. Have a good trip, Shaz. Thank you, Inika. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Kay. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I will do a proper goodbye. So, thank you very much for joining me today. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Using up scraps, those dies, which are really inexpensive. I mean, seriously inexpensive. If you're putting an order in, I would order those dies because they are great for scraps. Thank you, Shaz. So, thank you very much indeed. There may or may not be a normal simple stamping Saturday on Saturday. I will try and put something up, but it may not be a standard simple stamping. However, have a great rest of your week, and if you've enjoyed this, thumbs up is always appreciated. If you don't subscribe, bottom right hand corner. If you're watching this on the replay and you've got any questions or comments, you can leave those below the description bar. Thank you all very much, and fare thee well. Brenton, have a wonderful time on stage in Melbourne.